how's everybody doing?
Hey, welcome back. So this is part 4 of a 4-part series that we've been talking about in regards to project management SOPs. So today we're going to talk just really about setting realistic expectations with your strategic plan, right? You created your business plan, or you created your idea on a cocktail napkin. You've done a bunch of market research. You're ready to go. You've got a good plan in place, but you have to be very, very careful not to go too fast too quickly, because if you do, you could set yourself up for a potential failure. And so the the comment that we use around our house often is go slow to go fast. So go slow and make sure that you're methodical. You do it with quality, because if you don't have time to do it once, you certainly don't have time to do it more than once. So do it right the first time. Make sure you're setting yourself up for success by having all of the T's crossed and I's dotted. You've done the market research. You know who your ideal client avatar is. You've got a plan in place. You've come up with content marketing. You've identified who you're putting that content in front of, but do so in a methodical, organized, detailed, strategic manner.
So how do you create your strategic plan? The truth is about a plan is that it's kind of like fighting a battle. You always have to be moving the target. Like you lay out the plan. What's that quote about the best laid plans or something or other? Like the best plan you ever going to make is never going to roll out that way. So figuring out what your plan is and then being prepared to change depending on who's good at things and how the audience is responding is a clear expectation you're just going to have. Thinking you're going to lay out a plan that's going to roll out the way you exactly laid it on paper, it's probably not going to happen. So in attempting to come up with a great strategic plan, you need to evaluate the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Looking at all those aspects within your business or your project and figuring out which areas you need to improve on will make sure that your plan rolls out successfully. And then getting your team involved, like no man can do it all. So having a team surround you and figuring out what their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats are, so that you can use those people to the best of their ability to execute your plan will make your success phenomenally higher.
Yeah, getting feedback from anyone and everyone you can. So if you're an existing business and you're just simply adding a new product or service, doing a SWOT business analysis, and we couldn't encourage you more than to include your team in that process, because their valuable feedback being on the front line is going to be super important to having a quality launch of whatever it is that you're adding to your business. But there's other people, look for referral people, look for people that you've collaborated with in other businesses, look for opportunity to get their feedback and ask them to be honest, but be prepared to be open-minded to whatever feedback they give you so that you can make those adjustments from their perspective. If you have an opportunity to get it in front of some market research panels, do that as well. There's lots of places you can go and do that and get that open and honest feedback so that you know that when you're ready to launch, you've created a product or service that the market wants and that they're willing to pay, hopefully, a substantial amount of money from you to get it.
And lastly, you got to measure your success. Setting up how you're going to measure whether or not your product or new service is successful is a key point in making sure that you understand where you're going and if you need to pivot. So that can't just be social media likes and follows. It can't just be sales. It has to be the stuff that customers are coming to you saying, like, I love your product, but I wish it did this, or I love your product, but I can't really afford it. Do you have a payment plan? Being able to measure the success of whatever it is you're trying to offer is a key point in project management. And as always, every week we put out a blog the day before we do this video. So if you'd rather read a blog instead of watching this video, that's cool too. It's the same content and we just try to do it in a different format.
Yeah, there'll be a link to that down below, along with a free download for those that maybe don't have a lot of experience having meetings with your team, or you just want a little bit more guidance. We have a free download where we've got a team meeting template to help you keep the meeting efficient, on track, and make sure that it's a valuable use of everyone's time.
But anyway, that's all we got for you. So that wraps up the series on project management. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. If you're not in our group, Accelerate the True North on Facebook, we suggest you check it out. It's also on YouTube. All these videos are on YouTube for people who would rather watch them there. But otherwise, that's all.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye.